622, and of course the school year is over, and a lot of people, especially recent graduates, college graduates, looking for that job. And joining us this morning is the Assistant Vice Principal of Student Affairs at CSUB, Dr. Markel Quarles. Dr. Quarles, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Mike. Thank you for having me today.
Can you first start off by telling me what are some things that the senior class missed out on when we shifted to a virtual for the rest of the school year?
Absolutely. I think the main things that seniors missed out on largely were in-person networking opportunities with employers, with places that were looking to hire. And while those opportunities have shifted virtually, but the ability to shake hands and actually talk with someone face-to-face, those opportunities did move aside. For those that were involved in internships, those also moved virtually as well. And so some of that direct hands-on experience that they're typically accustomed to, those modes of operation have shifted.
I mean, because that's a pretty big thing to do, that in-person, meeting of prospective employers. So what else is CSU Be Ready to do to try and help some of their graduates?
Absolutely. Well, we've definitely moved our operations online and are actively assisting graduates and students with those opportunities, but also it's equipping students to be able to navigate their job search prospects virtually as well. And so participating in virtual career fairs. And so where they're connecting through Zoom and Microsoft Teams and so on to be able to have opportunities to engage, but also to equip them with the skill set to be able to do interviews even just like this. And how do you prepare them to be able to talk to an employer and to market themselves virtually?
I was about to say that exact same thing. It's got to be a whole different set of skills when you're trying to sell yourself here rather than in person.
Absolutely. It's very different. I joke about this, I tell students, but something as simple as even just looking into the camera when you talk, when the natural inclination is to look at you on the screen. And so I tell my students, I keep a pair of cartoon eyeballs next to the camera on my screen to remind myself to look into the camera and not the screen. And so little tips like that, but also too, as it relates to just the job search itself and the functionality of the job, to think about what kind of work can you do virtually. And while everyone's trying to figure this out, our employers are as well, and how they can shift their operations to provide employment virtually. So this is a time where many people are forced to be creative and to think outside the box and look at other ways to be able to deliver services and to be able to operate.
Has there been one main concern that you've heard raised by students about trying to find that job right out of school?
I think there definitely is, and here locally, just looking at a lot of our main industries of oil and agriculture, where we have industries that are struggling right now. And so, but one thing we do tell students quite a bit, that more and more companies, even across the country, are opening up virtual opportunities. And so to expand the job search prospects for students is really, really important. So we spend a lot of time walking with them and walking through how to find those opportunities that may be set up in Ohio, but you can do them from your home. And so walking them through those tips and how to make that happen is something we spend quite a bit of time on.
We're running out of time, but I wanted to ask you this one more thing. Do you believe that once we start to return, as people talk about return to a sense of normalcy, we go back to the way things were? Do you think we're going to see a lot of these tools that we're using now, this virtual stuff, really stick around even after we move back?
I think so, and it's quite interesting that depending on who you talk to, there are employers that have been operating in this space for some time, and that have been trying to get education kind of to move along in that sector. And so I think there are companies that are seeing some efficiencies there. We heard Twitter announce that they're going to allow their employees to work virtually if they choose after this pandemic is over. And so I think you're seeing innovation happen even at the corporate level. And so I think some of this will stick around.
Now, if students need more information on any of this, where can they go?
They can definitely connect with their campus career center for recent graduates, whether you are a CSUB alum or if you are from another institution. Connect with your campus career center, with your alumni network folks. Those offices on campus are very connected, and so I highly recommend that you reach out to them or to us.
Dr. Markel Quarles joining us this morning. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.